Good evening. Nitro Fieldhouse presents the Balto Revue with your hosts, Pladworthy, Balto exclamation point, and me, Ben Yan. Tonight's special guest, Michael Coldan.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cloudworthy. Happy birthday to you.
Go.
Happy birthday, Dad. I love you. Goodbye, Christmas.
I love you, Augie. Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Done.
Well, thank you, Lila. That was beautiful. Did you tell her to ham it up like that?
Nope, that's her, man.
Well,
She's like a Broadway nut. She loves Broadway. So, like, I think that's her Broadway voice.
that's great. Well, that was a big surprise. Thank you, guys.
I love the Augies. Done.
Yeah. That's how he is with your kids when he chats with them over the
Really?
iPad. Okay, I'm done.
All right, that's enough. Yeah, it's super cute. I love those pics.
Where'd you get those? For my mom?
Your wife.
Oh, okay.
And then I took the one on the right.
That's a classic.
It's very baby-like.
It's something a baby would do.
Yeah, the face you're making is very baby-like.
Yeah. I think you would just punch me in the gut for the effect.
Or kick to the balls, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have a packed show tonight.
Yeah. We got to get it. We got to just keep it moving.
Yeah.
The next thing we get, what? What do you guys say?
Well, and I was just going to go through the lineup. We have a Jimmy phone pick as usual. And
Yep.
we have a buzz reel and our guest, Michael Kodan. But with that said, we should go right into the Jimmy phone pick, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or Jimmy phone segment.
Jimmy phone segment.
A twin-din diddle-diddle-dee. A twin-din diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-dee. Baby maggots crawling in and out of diarrhea poop. Diarrhea poop. Electronic robot. I am a friendly robot. A Jimmy Carter.
It was that the end of it? That's the end?
No, there's lots more.
Oh, right.
You got to wait till next week.
Yep. We add a new one every week.
Every week there's a new one. So one thing we've been working on for about a month now is a movie. We're making a movie. Ben Yond and Pladworthy and me are making a movie called The Bee Breeder. And it's coming along.
Slated for summer release.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. it's in the works. But yeah, do you want to tell them a little bit about it?
Well, on episode 3, which is episode 3, we had the first buzzreel. It's a promotional show about the making of the movie, and this is buzzreel number 2. In the buzzreels, we play the actors who play the characters in the movie. I play the actor Louis Fluckiger, who plays the character Detective Jim Chester.
And I'm Egbo Roger Wheel playing Kate Pagans, or Pate Kegans, actually. Pate Kegans.
Or Kate Pagans.
Or Kate Pagans.
Yeah. As the case is sometimes.
Yeah.
And Ben Yan plays Larry Dilg.
Who's a great guy.
Who plays Detective what's his name?
Is it
Lotus Gene?
Yeah.
I haven't said that name in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's just get right to it.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Hey, I'm Kate Pagans, and I'm on the set of the Bee Breeder. And I've just about had it. Things have gotten pretty toxic on set. Lewis is just all over the place. So he needs some help. Somebody needs to help him.
He's some helicopters.
I do not have trust issues. Unless you're talking about Lewis. I don't trust that guy at all. And nobody around here does. Especially Larry Dilg after what Lewis did to him. That's awful.
Yeah. Larry Dilg is a true master of the craft. The prequel to E.T. pretty much says it all. But Kate Pagans, well, a good friend and a good actor in his own right. He has a lot of trust issues and can be a bit insecure. He spends most of his time talking about other actors and worrying about what they're doing. He just needs to settle into his own groove.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to just step away from the set, breathe that salt air, get it in my lugs.
And I think we're going to wrap this up pretty soon. And it can't come soon enough because I've had enough of Louis Fluckiger. I don't even want to say that guy's name again. Fluckiger.
Our thought was, if we don't make a movie about the pressures of being a bee breeder, then who's going to, right? And what perfect context to put it in than helicopter copying? Why is Pate Kagan so obsessed with me?
Well, look, I mean, I'm not an actor. I act. I'm not a builder. I build. See, here's the thing. I wake up, I'll have a breakfast bar. I act. Maybe I'll watch an episode of Family Ties or something, and that's it. This is who I am.
Bee Breeder 2? Hell no. Not with me, anyway.
Well, you know, born in Little River, South Carolina. Spent my early years working at a seafood restaurant with Louis Fluckiger, of all people. So I guess that's why we have this history together, and you know, it's like you've had enough of him. After you spend so many years, we worked at that restaurant together for I don't know how long, and it was always me covering for Louis. He always was a fuck up, and I was always bailing him out. He wouldn't show up for work. I'd have to take his shift. He broke the iced tea machine, blamed it on me. I got fired, but then they found out it was Louis, so they hired me back. But for some reason, they didn't fire Louis. They were just like, sorry, we fired you, come on back. And I'm like, why does Louis still have a job?
Yeah. Look, tensions are high. The stakes are high. I mean, it's the Bee Breeder, you know? It's based on an incredible novel, which is based on an incredible poem. But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think we're going to win the Golden Bee.
What's the Bee Breeder all about? Essentially, about how hope can revolve around regret. Hopefully it does.
Hopefully it does.
Right. I think that gives the viewers, yet another sneak peek into what this movie's all about.
Or not.
I'd like to think that people are salivating at this point.
It's a sneak peek into something.
It is.
I think it's a sneak peek into how bored we are during COVID quarantine.
Perhaps.
And how it's affecting our brains.
Like Ben Yon said, though, I think we do have a very good chance at winning the Golden Bee.
Yeah. Well, that's our focus right now. So.
Yeah.
So next up, our special guest tonight, Michael Coldan, has a film he's in. We're going to show, and then we're going to do a little Q&R, and I can't wait. Let's just get right.
The short film is called Lunch.
Lunch. Yeah. Check this out.
I like chewing chocolate candy bars. I like chewing chocolate candy bars.
Também gosto de chocolate.
Big Turk Challenge audition. What's your name again, sir?
Michael Coldan.
Okay, and
Little Turk.
Little Turk. I'm sorry, Little Turk.
I'm Little Turk.
You're Little Turk. You're Big Turk.
Right.
All right, whatever.
By Big. Brought to you by Big Turk. Turkish delight. Welcome. So come join the party. The taste of turkey.
Ba 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 bee ba da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 Oh my God.
Funny stuff.
So good.
Oh my Lord. Did any of those things taste good? Like, what was the best tasting thing and what was the worst?
Well, there's a lot of sugar involved. A lot of sugar. I would say the cupcakes were the best. The actual panties were the worst.
Really? It just looked like a fruit roll up to me. I
Yeah.
thought it would be kind of tasty.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of synthetic. So So nothing in that was natural.
Okay. Okay.
How,
Yeah.
how many takes did it require with the food? Did you have multiples of the food items? That
I think we were prepared for that, but it was sort of this whole little film was lightning in a bottle. It just came together, and we didn't do many takes.
Nice.
We were able to capture things pretty much one or two takes. So I don't remember going to any stunt cupcakes, if you will, or other cupcakes.
What was the origin of the idea? Do you
We'd have to have
recall?
Matt on, the filmmaker, dear friend, Matt Ehlers. He concocted this script sort of as I think just an FU, if you will, to corporate America. You wanted to show a guy that just had enough and just wanted out. So there you have it. He comes up with this crazy cafeteria plan to get forcibly removed from the building.
Yeah, great way to go out.
That was Matt's fantasy.
Was that your chest or was that a body double?
That was Sean Connery's chest. We
okay.
One of the gaffers is his nephew, so we use Sean Connery's chest.
Right, because you don't do nudity.
No, and I don't have that much hair on my chest, so.
That Lordy poster in the background gets me.
Yeah, a lot of great attention to detail, and that, Matt's great at that kind of stuff, and that's our high school. That's our high school cafeteria that we.
Oh, no shit.
That we made into look like a generic corporate cafeteria. So Matt and I went to West Arundecoit High together here in Rochester, New York, and that's our high school cafeteria.
That's super cool.
And you've made a few movies together.
Yeah, myself and Matt, we've had a nice run. We like creating collaboratively, and we've done some fun projects, I think. That one in particular, Lunch, you just saw, was part of the short film program at Sundance back in whatever that was, 2002, 2003. So a while ago with that film, but we went out to Sundance with it, had a blast, and we've done many projects since.
So would it have shown at the head of a feature length film? How do they do that?
Yeah, at Sundance, they did just that. They paired us with sort of, if I remember correctly, Canadian mockumentary, if you will, called Fubar. And it was sort of this raunchy body, day in the life of these sort of Canadian hose heads, if you will. And we were the lead-in. We were the lead-in for that film. And it was a good 1-2 pairing because Lunch is out there and bizarre, and so was Fubar.
Nice. Do you have any projects in the works right now?
Nothing. Well, not personally. I know Matt's got a few things up his sleeve. The last thing I acted in was fun. I was pegged to play a shooter in an active threat video for Paychex, which is a huge corporation, and Paychex wanted to make this video, a training video, to share with companies across the globe. So they partnered with the Sheriff's Department here in Monroe County and made this 1 hour long what to do if there's an active threat at your workplace, including some reenactments. And the powers that be, the producers and the filmmakers, reached out to me to play the shooter. So that was pretty intense. And that was live blanks on set and me using firearms and blood squibs. And it was an intense.
That's crazy, man.
Intense shoot. And it got the point across as to what maybe can be done to save yourself in one of these potentially tragic scenarios.
You remember any of your lines?
Well, I was just talking about it actually with a friend before I came over. They allowed me to ad-lib quite a bit, so they allowed me to swear, and they would bleep it out. So I swore a lot, and there's one reenactment scene. I corner everybody in a cafeteria. They beat me to the cafeteria, and they're all hiding under these cafeteria tables. And I basically call them out for being such terrible hiders. That was one of the things.
Jesus.
I said, "You're effing terrible at hiding," or something like that.
Did you have the desire to eat edible panties in the cafeteria?
You know, I've got a great cafeteria thing going. I guess that's where I do my best work.
They saw you in the cafeteria scene
Jesus.
and lunch and thought, "This is our guy."
Yep.
I mean, like,
you know,
it could be a sequel to Lunch in a way.
Yes. You know, we'd have to talk to Matt. I bet you he's got something going. What happens to this guy? What's next? What happened to him 10, 15, 20 years later?
Right.
Find out.
He comes back, yeah.
What was the Big Turk candy bar film for?
Yeah, that was an outtake in front of a green screen. We were in Toronto at the time, Matt and myself and a small crew, and we were doing what ended up being sort of one of those cheesy "come to Toronto." If you live in Western New York, come to Toronto and look at these sites that paid us to do this commercial for them, and come to this castle in Toronto and stay at the Delta Chelsea Hotel in Toronto, blah, 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 right? And go see Dirty Dancing, the musical, while you're in Toronto. So those are also the paid clients that we were shilling for. And at one point, there was some downtime, and some craft service person, or maybe I found this candy bar called the Big Turk. And I just found it was hilarious, and never seen anything like it, never tasted anything like it.
Was it edible?
I decided to do on the spot commercial for Big Turk.
Cool. It was like Turkish. Good? It was Turkish delight. That.
Yeah, and that actually was one of the phrases. Hokum was one of the. I don't know what that means. But that was on the candy bar, and of course, then Matt did his magic with the green screen and post production, and added Turkish scenes and whatnot, and music, and there you have it. So just a Balto-centric little ditty there.
Cool. So Ben tells me now you're doing a lot of yoga.
Yes, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a yoga practitioner and a yoga teacher.
That's cool, man. I feel like that would really help me right now in this like stressful, like stuck in your house. Like if there's any time to like turn to yoga and try and learn it, I feel like this is the time, right?
Couldn't agree with you more. You know, there's someone said, I can't remember the quote, but man's troubles begin and end with his inability to sit alone in a room. So yoga forces me to sit alone in a room and practice, treat the body and the mind like a musical instrument and practice. That's why it's called a yoga practice. So I'm a former athlete. I played lacrosse in high school and college and had a great run with it. And at one point, I just got bored of lifting weights and I just was doing bicep curls one day, and I just like, enough. I need something different. I need something that's going to take me into old age. And at that point, a girlfriend I was dating at the time said, "You should try yoga." And I did. And that was almost 20 years ago. I haven't looked back.
Whoa. So you've been doing it consistently since then?
Consistently. I have a very, I think the key to yoga is going to class and seeing good mentors and finding safe teachers that are inspiring, and having a home practice. The home practice is key. Being alone in a room with yourself, practicing the poses, sitting and meditating, resting, is key. And I've been doing that consistently probably for the last 20 years.
How's the teaching going right now? Are you doing it face-to-face or over the internet or? Yeah,
great question. I haven't embraced Zoom yet for teaching. I've sort of practiced it a little bit, dabbled with it. But right now, and I just came from there tonight, Wednesday nights here in Rochester, New York, I'm doing yoga at the beach, sunset yoga at the beach. So it allows us to be socially distant. We're right on the water. So using Mother Nature, the wind and the waves to tune into those sounds and those frequencies is already calming. And then you add in some real basic yoga 101 poses on the sand and with some rest. And that's been a good thing for the last 5 weeks. I've had a decent turnout. And that's what I'll probably do. I'll do that all summer and then perhaps ramp it up and get better with Zoom and get better teaching via Zoom, practice that and offer some Zoom classes starting in the fall.
Nice.
I know for a long time you've been part of the Big Brother program. Can you talk a little bit about that? And how rewarding it's been.
The Big Brother Big Sister program, nationwide. I'm not sure. Maybe it's even international. I'm not sure. Definitely nationwide. I think I saw an ad for them on the back of a grocery bag, and that was that was almost 20 years ago, 18, 19 years ago. And I reached out and applied, and after a few week process of getting vetted and screened and whatnot and all that, I was matched with a young man at age 12 at the time, an adolescent named Orlando, and we've been best friends ever since. The moment we met, we started laughing, and we've been laughing ever since. And that was, like I said, he's 32 now, and we met when he was 12, so it's 20 years.
It's awesome, man.
And we still connect. We still see each other. We still go to art house films and concerts. He went to Jack White with me last May when Jack White came to town.
So there's no age limit then?
Well,
Could you become my big brother?
You know what? Submit the paperwork. Submit the paperwork. There's no age limit in terms of what they want you to. They want a commitment from you for 4 years. They will monitor, and things may have changed since I first started. But at that point, 20 years ago, they wanted a year commitment, and then they would monitor you. Hopefully, that would turn into a longer commitment, and they would monitor you. We were under the auspices of Big Brother Big Sister for 4 years, meaning they would check in with us and ask how we're doing. They would offer a Big Brother Big Sisters functions that we could plug into if we were looking for something to do, and that lasted for 4 years. After that, they figured, hey, you guys are doing so well. You got this down. You don't need us anymore. You can always reach out to us, but we're not going to be monitoring you anymore after those 4 years. So Orlando and myself have been on autopilot. We've just been our own friends, our own brothers, without the organization involved for the last 16 years.
Cool.
Great.
And I ran into somebody recently at a Big Brother Big Sister function that I wanted to go to, and the current director of the program was just floored when I told her that we were still together after all these years. So she was just so touched by that. But it's been easy because we have so much fun.
That's great.
That's beautiful. And I'm guessing during that time you've moved away, like you've not always lived in the same area.
Well, we both have lived in Rochester this whole time, and maybe in different homes or different apartments, but we've been in the same town, and that makes it great. So we see each other, not all the time, but several times a year we will see each other and do something. And if we're not seeing each other in person, we're chatting on the phone or texting or Facebook messaging.
That's cool, man. That's more than
it's been very, very rewarding, and I would recommend it to anybody. I think mentorship is cool. Mentorship is so essential, and for any age. I have a yoga mentor. I have other mentors, and I'm always looking for more. So to be a mentee. So I think being a mentor to young people would really, if everyone did it more, or if more people did it, I should say, it would do wonders for the world.
Yeah.
Great. Well, do we have any theories out there for Mike or for us?
Did Sue Nevins write in? Because I feel like she always writes something in. Jim, are you monitoring the YouTube?
Yeah, Sue just wanted to remind Michael that he has to complete the contracts and the waivers for the show. Okay. She's a hound about the paperwork. Sorry.
And she's still waiting on the candy bar.
She's still waiting. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if we have any viewers tonight.
Oh yeah, there's people on YouTube. I logged in. Or maybe
I saw a few on YouTube.
Maybe that's just counting me. I guess it is counting me.
Yes, 8 are watching. You're correct.
Told you. Woo!
Cool.
Thank you,
Mike. Thanks for coming on,
guys.
Yeah, super fun, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate what you're doing. You're making COVID fun and creative, and love the friendship you guys have kept burning for all these years, man. So bravo to you.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we made a friend with you. So thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry we didn't get a chance to get to the map behind you, but we'll do that
Next time.
Next time.
I can't wait.
All right, cool.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Everyone have a good Wednesday. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank
happy
you so
birthday.
much.
Yeah, happy birthday. All right.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Woo, woo. Theme song.
I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. I am sleepy. I am sleepy.